In a quiet corner of England, a medical mystery was unfolding. Behind the sterile walls of a local hospital, something dark was taking place. Dr. Harold Shipman was respected by many, but beneath the surface, his white coat concealed a horrifying truth. Who exactly was he behind the doctor's facade? In the small town of Hyde, Dr. Shipman's actions went unnoticed by many, yet each of his victims was another link in a growing chain of mysteries. Shipman's patients sat here, waiting for treatment, unaware that the man they trusted was the very one who would end their lives. Each patient, each file, represented a life, a smile, a family, all erased by a trusted doctor's actions. For Shipman's patients, their beds became silent witnesses to the crimes committed against them. No one could have imagined the doctor's true role in their fate. In 1998, the moment of discovery arrived, as investigators uncovered a critical discrepancy that led them to question Shipman's medical practices. The doctor's instruments, once symbols of healing, became deadly tools in Shipman's hands. The syringe, a silent killer, awaited its next victim. Shipman's actions left a wake of grief, as families walked through these doors, never suspecting the truth behind their loved one's death. A single mistake, overlooked by many, would soon be the catalyst that unraveled Shipman's carefully constructed lies. Each victim's face brought the case closer to its truth, but this photograph would change everything. Forensic analysis would soon confirm what had long been suspected. Harold Shipman was a killer, and the syringe was his weapon of choice. The silence of the courtroom would soon be broken, as the truth about Shipman's crimes began to unfold in front of a stunned public. Shipman's fate was sealed in that moment. The man who had once held life in his hands now found himself locked away, facing justice. His family, once proud of his accomplishments, now faced the shame and sorrow of being tied to a man who had betrayed everything they believed in. As the victims were laid to rest, their stories lived on, a painful reminder of a tragedy that could never be undone. The case was officially closed, but the scars left by Shipman's actions would haunt both the families and the world for years to come. As the evidence mounted, the investigators began to connect the dots. Shipman's name became the central thread in a web of death. The whispers grew louder. Nurses and staff began to question Shipman's methods, but none could quite put their finger on what was wrong. One small mistake was all it took. A nurse noticed discrepancies in Shipman's records, an inconsistency that led to further investigation. The phone call was a turning point. For the first time, the suspicion of murder began to creep into the minds of the hospital's administrators. For the families, the loss was incomprehensible. They could not fathom how someone they trusted could have taken the lives of their loved ones. A breakthrough came through watching footage. A seemingly innocent moment caught on camera now became crucial evidence in exposing Shipman. Shipman's medical license, once a symbol of trust, now became a reminder of the trust betrayed by the man who wielded it. For Shipman, the sound of keys unlocking a cell door marked the final chapter of his life. No more trust, no more freedom. Each grave in this cemetery tells a story. For each family there was no closure, just an endless, painful reminder of their loss. While justice was served, the question remained: how many more lives had Shipman taken, and how many more had been silenced before they could speak? The past now locked away, Shipman's life was reduced to boxes of personal belongings, his legacy forever tied to the victims' families he destroyed. The village, once scarred by fear, began to heal. But the shadows of the past lingered in the hearts of those left behind. With the case concluded, the names of Shipman's victims were immortalized, their stories finally told after years of silence. Isolated from the world he once controlled, Shipman walked the halls of a prison where no one trusted him. A man alone with his guilt. Forensic evidence confirmed what many feared. The syringe was the tool used to take the lives of Shipman's victims, a cold, deliberate act of murder. In the wake of Shipman's crimes, the community came together to remember the lives lost, each candle flickering as a symbol of their memory. With the case closed, justice was served, but for many, the scars of Shipman's crimes would never fully heal. In the end, the victims found peace in the quiet of a cemetery, but their stories will live on, a somber reminder of the price of misplaced trust. Once a trusted doctor, Shipman's career ended in disgrace. The stethoscope, once a tool of healing, now lies forgotten. For those who sought justice, the case was never just about the law. It was about remembering the lives lost and the truth uncovered.